Hey guys, welcome back. And right, let's see what is happening. Hey man, how you doing? Okay, can you hear me? Okay, just let me know if you can hear me fine. All right, cool, man. Okay, let's see. So I've got a parrot here in the background. Righty. Let's see. I wish. Um, he keeps quiet, but when I try to stream here in the living room, he tend to start making noises. So let's have a look here. I'm going to go to the 1 hour here. It's amazing how everything unfolded. I mean, we didn't get to these equal highs up here, but we did sell off from there. And this fair value gap is still intact. We did inverse it first, that 15-minute gap, but fair value gap, IFG, I'm going to take that off. We've got a new fair value gap here. 1 hour fair value gap. So all of these are H1. And I think we might see price going up again. I just want to see. Let's take this off. Fair value gap there. Just give me a second here. All right, let's see. All right, so this fair value gap, I'm just trying to see something because I looked at something before this and I thought that is bullish. I need to see what it was. Oh, so these lows here on my end is divergence. I'm not saying it's diverting with the ES or anything. I've got a way to look at divergence. This looks like divergence to me right now. We are respecting this fair value gap, so I don't know if this is going to get inverse right here, this one, and then maybe trade higher. So let's see. We're going to play off all of this. We are crossing over these VWAPs now. And let's take this off. Let's take this off, this off, this off, this off. Take all of this off. And let's see. Oh, sorry. 15 minutes, go back. It's also a new fair value gap here. So there's a 1 hour fair value gap and there's a 15-minute fair value gap, which is this one right here. I know there's going to be too many fair value gaps here now. So maybe let's make the this one H1, and then the blue one is our 15-minute fair value gap. Right, so then we look at the 1 minute quickly. So I'm going to drag this across. Right. Right, so I'm going to actually take this one off because it lines up with H1 fair value gap. So we're going to keep an eye on things here. So I want to see what's done here. Consolidate, W, pull, pull. Yeah. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining. So let's see what we get from this. Okay. Let's have a look at something else here quickly. So that looks bullish. All right. Yeah, so now I'm just going to sit and wait and see what we're going to get. So far, I know we got this. I mean, just to recap quickly, AM session, pretty sideways, ugly price action here. So we'll take all this off. And then we ran liquidity up here, and then we dropped nicely into this 1 hour fair value gap. Also up and down manipulation. This is if anybody has listened or know Steve Morrow's Peter Market Maker methods, this is like a classic consolidation, manipulation in a W, expansion, and then again your consolidation. Then there's a manipulation, and then big. That's your safety trade normally. And how they would enter this is this part here, believe it or not. This is what I used to trade. See how you just got in there, and then you target liquidity. So that's like a perfect entry for that. AMD. Yes, that's it. All right. I wanted to show you guys something. I'll wait for more people to join. I wanted to show you guys a way to obviously we spoke about people asked, I think it was last week, where people asked me about entering in fair value gaps. So like this fair value gap, where do you enter, on the top, middle, or at the bottom? And I said I'll look for an example. An example actually played out on Friday, and I was traveling on Friday, so, and I actually marked it out here because I wanted to show you guys. I'll mark it back up. So let's take all of this off. We'll get back to price action now. So we print out this equal highs here. We consolidated. We ran into it, and we shift away aggressively. This is as A plus as this can get. Breaking structure here, leave this big ass fair value gap, which is this over here. This one there. So people would say, okay, so Neil, so where do we enter? I normally say you take your FIP, you draw it, you look at 50% first fair value gap, and you would have entered at the bottom of this fair value gap. But then you get this big drawdown. How can you make it more specific? All you got to do is you look at this shift candle, right? Then you look next on the left, and look at, in this case, the lowest fair value gap. And that's the one you're gonna extend out. And this is where that overlap happens. And that's where you would target your entries. That is a good way of trying to fine tune your entries the best. It's above 50%. And you see the body's respecting it, pins into it, and then it rolls over. This is how you can refine your risk as well to make it even better. So I thought I wanted to share that with you guys because we said the last time we want to go through it, and that's basically how that one played out. And that's like a golden star when you get like A+ setup. You look for that to get the best entry possible. All right, so I mean on this drop here, I mean it's consolidating up, didn't run liquidity, so this obviously equal highs up here, and we shifted away, left the fair value gap here, and the shift actually started from this swing point there down to here. Again, that's pretty far. You just look up and there's your fair value gap up there. There's nothing on this side, so you could target the bottom end of this fair value gap, and that's exactly how it played out. And you could have looked at your fib, and that's 75% retracement as well. Perfect entry and then the drop. All right, so I want to keep this. Yeah, these equal highs, because we might go there. We want to go higher. Yeah. Red folder news tomorrow, guys. Just remember that. Let me just see what news is it again. It's PMI. PMI news. Okay. All right, so we bounce off this fair value gap down here. This one that's not marked out. Consolidate down. Manipulation, but then it's gradually, I mean, this is not the price action you want to see to say, oh, this is something to go higher. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know if I would just take a long here to go higher. We gotta have to wait and see. All right, let's see. What do you think of the new range we're in? Okay, so some people say we drop to 760. 760 is around here. To drop down. Okay, so let's go here. If you really want to, I mean, there's two ways here. So we've looked at this as a push higher consolidation, run, manipulate through these equal lows, but we never pushed up higher. That's a fail already. And then we saw this big drop down, taking this out, but we haven't inversed this yet. We're back into the range, and I can tell you this is going to be at 50%, right at 50%. So we could potentially sell off here. So we haven't broken down here, but this looks bearish to me. This H1 is holding price, so that's bullish. And yeah, so we're stuck between two things. So I'm going to actually wait and see what we set up here. Doesn't have to be on the 15-minute. It can be down here. I want to see moves. I want to see displacement. I want to see something that's going to give me conviction to take it either short or long. PM Silver Bullet. Yep, it looks like it. I just got a bit of mixed feelings about the fair value gap and failing to go higher. So to me, it's like a 50-50 in my mind. If we have done this, then I would have said 100% I'll take the short. If we, so we did close below the bodies here, so this should be intact. But if we close below the swing point here, but then you don't want to see a big pullback back in above this fair value gap, because now you inverse, I mean, you're bouncing off there. So I need to get through this first. Otherwise I must just look at the 1 minute and look for something small. So I'm going to focus on the 1 minute. Long, short, 50-50 on this trade. Price action right now. If you guys think it's going to go short and you're right, well done. If you go long and you think we're going to go higher and we do, well done as well. So I'm not going to say you're wrong. I've seen this before with good traders, even in the chat now, where we traded. I'll go long, someone goes short, and we both make money in the same time, same conditions. So I just don't feel comfortable right now to jump into anything. I mean, if this was a nice move higher here, I would have looked for a long here. But because it's small, ridiculous candles, it's not a push like this, consolidate, back down, and push away. I just can't take something here. So, but let's see. Let's keep an eye. All right, so let's see. 58. Okay, let's have a look at this. All right, so we could do a little bit of a scalp here. That's all I'm going to do, guys. Just see if I can get a scalp out of this. All right, so what I'm doing now is just looking for some small base hits and have a look. Let's see, what is this? That's 12 points. Let's see if we can get down to that 12 points. So obviously what I do with these trades, I'll have my finger on the trigger to close. And I'll show you guys something as well. So if we think this is probably whatever. So I don't trade this, but I've seen someone trade this. So we should see if we pull back above 50, price could retrace back 50% of this leg, which is the 25% here, and then either bounce back higher or continue lower. But this is like a low fruit. I mean, I should get to my 12 points there. But this 50% here is someone's strategy, basically. That is someone who's trading that. I mean, we can keep it highlighted here and see if we're actually going to get there. But on a shorter time frame, that's what they normally do, or some people normally trade like that. So, and that's right down here. So let's see. Let's just give it some time. Potential liquidity target, H1, which is this right here. So yeah, even if we get there, it's still within my 12 point or 10 point, 12 point range. So I'm happy to take that. I don't want to drag it too far and then we stop and do some funny crap. I'd rather see if I can get some sort of a base hit out of this. And in theory, we should get down to here. I mean, I don't see liquidity. There's liquidity right there. And that lines up with this. I think this is probably an order block or something, or maybe a breaker. I don't know. Which lies right on top of the H1 fair value gap. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, so what is the the silver bullet, PM, AM, and I think London or something should all look the same, where it runs liquidity, shift away, leave a fair value gap, and then obviously trade it. I've never had success with the PM, to be honest, on that silver bullet. My main focus is pretty much the AM session. I'll have to have a look and see what time does I think it's 1 o'clock, or I can't even remember what time. After what time do you actually chase the PM, or was it 2 o'clock or something? I'll have to go check, guys, and then we can look at it. See, now we're doing the sideways thing here. I'm just keeping this open if I have to close this. But let's see. Oh, so that was the other thing why I took the short. My indicator turned bearish around this candle here. So I was a bit late. So I jumped in a bit late here. And yeah, so let's see. If we continue lower and this all comes down, well, if we see anything on the gray, I'll show it to you guys, and then for potential pullbacks and stuff. We can have a look now. I just want to see how this trade plays out. Then we can go back and see how the indicator behaved with everything else. It's weird for me to just mark out 10 points like this, especially if I don't know there's equal lows or anything around me to target. It feels like I'm doing a random placement. So I would rather, if there was equal lows here, drag it down to here and try to target that. But that took long. This trade really took long, but we got our base hit there, which is fine. And see, we're going into deep momentum down here now. That's a nice candle. We'll come back to this now, guys. Let's just see. Yeah, so this AM session was horrific. Even with this indicator, there's nothing you can do here. Absolutely nothing. And but when we got to liquidity up here, the blue, gray, and red were all very up higher. That's perfect. And then we get a nice, almost straight line down to the break. The problem is this break only happened down here, this little doji candle. I know you would want to do your 10 pointer there, but it's still not clean. I look at this as well, and you don't have to take a trade like this. You know up here is where you want to enter in that fair value gap. I then look at And this is how I normally, not always, but sometimes look at fair value gaps. If I can see we shifted away, everything went bearish, and this red is turning, I then look at, okay, so there's a fair value gap. What's happening with the blue line? Does the blue line stay below here and the gray line, like this one here? Blue stays low, but gray went all the way up. So sometimes that gray goes back into the fair value gap and turn there, and then you can get a nice entry if you want to use this as an indicator, because sometimes that it doesn't line up properly and then I stay out of it, and sometimes it saves me from it. I mean, this particular one here, big fair value gap, we came into this fair value gap right there, and that's where we turned. So you could have shorted here, put a stop right there and target these lows. But I wouldn't say to trade these things, this indicator just as blanket as that. You got to have context. I know this thing said maybe a scalp low, and the only reason I took it is because that thing turned below the purple block. This line is a valid area for price to get to bounce or to continue lower. But the candles are tiny, so I was ready to tap out if anything changed against me. So it's all how you use these things together. But the other thing that I also, let's just have a look at a 15-minute on this. Seen 15-minute run a high here and pin through it, and as it pinned, that pin crossed over up there, and the blue and red is right here. This is a good short for the gray that turn over. Red is at 50 and the blue is crossing below the purple block. That's a good place to enter because there's momentum down, and that will look like it's going to take us to that level that we marked out here. All right, so let's see. All right, so I agree. It's much choppy. Yeah, today was choppy as I don't know what. Take chunks. It's better in this market if you really want to take a trade. I'll be honest with you guys. So we took a $400 and something trade now. If you just take one of these, that's it. Just one of them. And I can tell you now, from the AM to now, there's more than one of those. That's it. You're done for the day. Just do one of those. You don't have to sit here and try your luck on every single change. Okay, so fair value gap. That's fine. It's to be for the day. All right. All right, so let's see. Okay, there's a little fair value gap here. Just to show you, break structure here. And we got a little gap here. We broke structure here. I'll probably have to mark this out. This is not the best conditions, guys, so you got to bear with me. Let's just use this opportunity to read price even on a difficult basis. We ran this low, we touched it, and then we broke through it. So I won't be surprised if we bounce off this fair value gap. And if you really want to take the high to the low, see that fair value gap is right at 50%. Then I can look at this to see what's happening here. Blue is still down here. Gray is starting to move up. So let's keep it as a live example. The other thing is this is the high. This should be a protected high here. And this should be the target. I mean, it's pretty strong moving up here. So I don't know if we want to go all the way up. But oh gosh, guys, just give me a second. Sorry, I've got a stupid parrot in the background that knows his timing. All right, so let's see. All right. Okay, so someone's on a boat somewhere. We'll mark it out here. That's fine. I'll type in the chart. Let's make it nice and big so you can see it. I don't know what to call this level down here, guys. I just want to see what 5 minute looks like. All right, so I mean, it depends on how you see or how you define A plus setup. This is not A plus to me because we got a swing. We moved up, but it didn't close below this. And there's fair value gap, so we need to go higher. So I'm not going to deem that as A plus for me. If it is for you, then it's fine. But let's see. Let's just go back on here quickly. See the gray lines up there? It's not crossing above the black line. I need to get it above that to turn. So this is not the best swing. To be quite honest, this is an IFG now. Let's see. I'm going to call it the IFG. And it's just going to be, or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe tomorrow someone posts something and say I use fair value gaps as IFGs. So let's see. I've got another fair value gap here. I'm going to use this one. So this is a fair value gap. I'm not going to mark it out. Obviously targets down here and then even lower to down here. So these protected high here has now, I mean, this looks close to equal highs now. So let's see. Okay, so currently that fair value gap's holding price there. I mean, the body of this white candle here is also important because you need black candles to close below it to give you some sort of indication. To short. But let's keep an eye. So exactly what I've done under H1. So if you look at this swing point to that one there. So we bounce off 50, so you can long it to that 50% of that range, which we just touched that, and then bounce from it. And that is exactly what I've marked out here on a bigger time frame. So, and but let's see what we get here. If we're going to get a short, see that was the turn, but not the best. So pretty deep retracement that is. Even if we don't go down here, we could target this low potentially to bounce. I don't know, but let's see. All right. the 739. 739 over here. All right, so what I do is, I mean, that's why I didn't draw it here for one reason. So let me draw it for you guys. You should take it like this. And let's do this. Let's just make it blue. Oh gosh. So, and the reason is, so that's the high of the candle, white. We paused here and then go up. So I'll use that little gap between those two to draw it. Or if I feel like I need to see a point down, I don't care about the top end of this fair value gap. The only time I'm going to care about it is if we inverse and want to inverse back. I'll look for something else. But because I'm looking for a short, this bottom end is the critical part, because if we close down there, then it's important to me. If I want to enter on 50%, you can then drag it full to see how we're holding certain level, but that's how I would draw it. I'll leave it here. Fair value gap, and this one now is IFG. I mean, this IFG is quite important as well, because as you can see, I mean, how we respecting 50%, we bouncing down, up, we close below that white candle, and then we test and we start going down. No, that's going to confuse you guys, so let's keep it as that. What, 760 and 739 targets hit. 760. Are you short or are you long? Oh, okay. What time is the silver bullet in a PM session? Is it 2:30? Yeah, so I mean, we've got IFG fair value gap, and this is a fair value gap as well. So I would be careful down here. Okay, 223 New York time. Okay, cool. So I wouldn't just randomly take a trade. I mean, we inverse this. I probably will target this low, and that's probably all I would do. All right, let's see if we can get another. Oh, $400 out of this. Looks a bit far now. All right, so I know when I want to be out here. We close above all of this. I'm out, calling the trade. Okay, so this is still important level to close below. So let's see, this high, yeah, looks like a potential protected high. So let's see. Oh, gosh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we haven't closed above that yet. So I'm watching to see how price behaves here to keep that high still protected there. So I did not enter up here because there's nothing here that, Fair Value gaps or anything. That's why I waited for this, and I thought we'll get the quick move down here. And if we close below the wick there, that would be good because then we wick through the high and close below the low here. Not wick both sides because that could go sideways. Okay, let's see. Mm. Come on, let's send it down. Like I said, the conditions here is not great, so bit of a risky trade, but not the best pullbacks on this one or this one, but let's see if we can get this down. All right, looks like my water drinking is helping. So let's see if we can actually get this down here now. If we close like this, that would be good because we close below this white candle and hopefully we'll send it down to this low. Yeah, I'm sure it's a bloody parity at the back. That's a good call there. I'm just putting a stop there now, just in case we rip up. Good to see us go down there. Let's see if we can just get this done and dusted. Okay. All right, so that's fine. Two trades, we're up 900. Like I said, you do this once a day. That's all you got, all you need, really. Now we're looking for this level down here. And I'm trying to see. Okay, so the red and blue is pretty steeping down into this black area, this line down here. So that's important. Shows me there's some momentum. I just this could rip up somewhere, and or we could just drop. I mean, this is not liquidity, yeah, so it could go there. It doesn't have to go there. So let's see. while we wait for this, guys, I want to see this whole silver bullet is bugging me now. So it's going up. I mean, if this was a nice close down, silver bullet. I mean, there's a fair value gap there, but we didn't get there. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. Two p.m. 2 p.m. Let's see. Okay, yes. I mean, that's a nice setup there to short from. You know, if you look at a 1 hour, and it's on the VWAP as well. Literally touched it. Right up there. Right, let's see. It's still pretty down there. Okay, so now we've got all these fair value gaps here. If you really want to look for short here, which I'm not, it will be this fair value gap right here. This one. And there's a little bit of overlap here. So could be an area we're either going to slice up high or bounce off from. I don't know if it will work here. Okay. Yeah, I think these days when you trade is not look at these home runs. I mean, I know ICT trades home runs, but sometimes it's really some low-hanging fruits that we need to look at to try to get to and take money out and walk away. Because the ultimate goal is for trading is to go sit down, take a trade, and get out as quickly as you can with the most money as you can. Not by over leveraging. I'm talking about if the trade is there and it plays out in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then you should walk away actually. You shouldn't sit around to try and trade for the next 9 hours, because that defeats the purpose of trading. So I would, before I start streaming, like these trades that I took now, I mean, if I was in the front of the computer and I saw it, I would take it and I would go carry on with something else. I wouldn't sit here. I used to sit and watch trades, you know, the candles all day long. I'm not doing that anymore. I do it now, not all day long, but, you know, the times that I stream. So, and then obviously if I'm not streaming, I'll obviously have a look if there's any good stuff that pops up that I can trade. All right, so let's see. We did close below this area here. So that is a break of structure. I'm going to call it break of structure. And if we really think we still want to go lower, this area where it overlaps, that's where you would take a short. And you would want to see some sort of a rejection there now and not slice through to the upside. 1 minute equal lows. Are you talking about these little ones here? Yeah, let's see what's happening. Yeah, this is a better retracement in here. But let's see. Let's see. Okay, so this would also be a good target to take it from there down to that green line. Or 50% from there. So if we break below the 50%, to short it down to this red 25%. Unless we're going to go higher now. So I want to show you guys, if you have used this range and you've entered here, you would have been in a big drawdown. If you entered up here, your drawdown would have been touch and go, touch and go. Yeah, I know if we go higher, yeah, that's fine, then you just get out. Remember this, there's equal highs here. I'm not gonna, let's change this. I'll show you now. What's doing now, it's not good. If you entered up here, you would have been out at a small loss. But if we start moving in your direction, you can move your stop to break even fairly quickly. And that's why you find nice entries when the fair value gaps are overlapping. And this would have, I mean, taking this high to this low, you short at 50%, go down to 25%, you got your profits and you're done. This whole spike would have triggered you quickly. Monday died. Yeah, and I mean PMI tomorrow, so it is Monday today. Was a bit of price, crappy price action earlier, so I agree. Okay, so let's see. See if we can do this. Like this crossover above that black line. And also this candle spiked through this white candle's high and closed below the low. That's a nice outside bar. I know it's spiked down, even if I can get a 200 points or something. So let's see. All right, so funded next futures. No silly rules. Funded next. I'll have to check. I can't remember if they allow South Africans, so that's my main thing to check every single time. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Alright, so the other thing you can target here is obviously 50% of this wick. That's where my profit target is. And hopefully we can get through it now. Gosh, man. Just push through. See, everything is in red. Not in red, below the black. So there's a lot of momentum down. Hopefully we still see it push down here. Or maybe not. Don't like what we're doing now, so let's see. Maybe we just want to test it again to then come down. Close above the amount. Okay, I'm out of it. Okay, 527 still. I think we might come up here. That's amazing. Just to show you guys how we touched this 50%. So I had my stop right there. Didn't trigger me, but it bounced right at that 50%. Okay. Pretty much stuck here. We've taken this long here because we closed over that black candle. Let's wait. Let's give it some time to breathe. Maybe it wants to run higher. Looks like it's going to push higher there. Yep. It's going to do it. Do those equal highs. If I entered here, 10 points there. That's fine. Yeah, there's another equal highs up here. So let's see. Let's just keep it ready. Let's see if that's okay. It's keep pinning there. So this IFG, I'm gonna take that off. This one, I'm gonna take that off just to keep it a little cleaner. I mean, there's pretty equal highs there as well. fair value gap here. This could potentially be a into this fair value gap down here. Or maybe it's just a drop through. Okay, equalize, so we can still push into this little fair value gap here. I should see if we want to run these to lows and maybe make a pin. I mean, we can try it. Gosh. Let's see if it's going to bounce from here. Oops. Nope. Nope. I'm out of that trade. Quick trade, exit. I thought I was going to see some sort of a bounce here. Into this fair value gap down here. See if we can get all the way up there. Wasted that other bloody trade. So let's see. Let's see if we can get this bounce up here. Okay, if we go below here, I'm just gonna let it be. And then we'll come back tomorrow and then we'll see if we can do it better. So the indicator, I mean, there's equal highs here, and it is turning. I mean, it's a preemptive trade that I'm taking, not off the indicator. I'd like to see this blue line cross back over to the upside. But yeah, as you can see, I don't always just trade what the indicator says. So. Okay. Huh. All right. That was it. That was a great trade out of nowhere. So I think the main thing is indicators can tell you See, now we cross through it, and that's perfect. But before I looked at the indicator, I was leaning on this fair value gap that was in the 50% range. It rejected. And then we've got this liquidity up here that we managed to run into. So that was a good trade, guys. Didn't expect it to run that quickly, but yeah, it's one of those things. Sometimes it works out quicker. All right, we're back on $1,200 for the session, so which is not too bad. All right, so I mean, besides from this now, I mean, I don't know what this level is still down there. I don't really know what to look for next, to be honest. I mean, it can completely drop here. The other thing that I've seen, there was divergence on these two lows here, and that's also one of the things that I thought we broke down. We refused to take this out. We broke higher, break structure here. We pull back into a fair value gap, and that's what you want to see. You then want to see momentum sending it out, which is always good. I don't think I'm gonna, yeah, literally out of the blue, literally, guys. Yeah, so I'm not going to take any further trades. I think that's a good stop for this session. But would like to see some better price action. But we'll probably get there at some point. I don't know where we are with the Trump news and all of that stuff. So have to wait and see. PMI tomorrow, guys. Don't know what that will bring. Bring some nice setups. Let's just jump back to a 15-minute here. I just want to see, is there possible... Okay, so we've got these equal highs and stuff up here. I don't know if this is what's going to be targeted tomorrow. We're in this fair value gap, H1 fair value gap still. Okay, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take all of this actually off because this is done now. We've got this fair value gap here. So we push down, we bounce off here, we bounce off here. So we're pretty stuck between these two fair value gaps. And yeah, we would need to see what happened overnight. We've got liquidity down here as well. Nice equal lows. Okay. This is what I see. I don't know what we're going to do next. I don't think we're going to do anything major today because of the red folder news tomorrow. So just be careful whatever you do so you don't get thrown out or stopped out and stuff like that. And throw good money after bad. Guys, I don't know what to tell you further than what we just saw now. And I think if I'm going to start risking trades now, I'm probably just going to lose money. All right, so this big candle here, if you just gone on this big candle on the close to say I want my 10 points, I mean, that is 21 points. So 10 points, you would have got your 10 points fairly quickly. And look at this line. This line is, it doesn't look like, this, I mean, sometimes the lines is up and down, up and down. You want to see something that's more straight. Like this is not best, but this is much better straight lines. So, yeah, I don't know. It works for me if I see a nice setup and everything lines up here as well. Then I just get more confident about the trade. And yeah, so what you guys haven't seen properly, probably the last couple of weeks, is what I normally do is I would take a trade and I will manage my risk, and to break even into profit till we hit a target. Price action just hasn't been nice in that way, so I can actually do that. I think I did it in the beginning, and I thought that's a good idea to show people how I manage my trades, so I don't worry about it. But we just haven't had good conditions to do it. If you look at price here, you can't really do it. I couldn't do it down here. I got stopped here. So yeah, when we get better conditions, I'll show you guys. I'll do it. I mean, that's how I manage my trades. And yeah, maybe you guys will learn something there. All right, before I go, let's go through the, yep, nice one, thanks. What range is that spike? What range is the spike? This one here. No, sorry, I'm going to have to go to a 15-minute talk ranges here. I mean, ultimately from there to there, that's the range. That's where we are. But if you want to trade from this high down to, I mean, this is a range for that pullback to bounce or to continue lower. And because we run liquidity, yeah, we haven't break structure anywhere. Yeah, we're jumping off bouncing off a fair value gap on this side. So I can't give you a range in here, but let's look at the 1 minute again. Because we bounce off here, we ran liquidity. That's a range, we bounce. That's a range, we bounce. That's a range from here. You can either take it from there up to there to bounce off this, or you can actually take this low here. Either way, we're accumulating there, and this little order block here. I don't even know if this is like a propulsion block, because this is like an order block. We broke through, we bounce off that. And if we come back to this level now, which is going to be this one, that I think would, I might be wrong, but I think that's going to be a propulsion block and should bounce, oh gosh, and should bounce off here higher. But like I said, I'm not going to attempt any of this now. See, even with this pullback here, you want to see this gray lines going below the black line, but then come a little bit lower. But you didn't. It's very shallow. So this could go sideways. And yeah, we'll have to see. I want to answer more value. What was the comment on value? Guys, I think that's it for me for this session. I'm going to jump off here. Not much we're going to do here. I'm not going to do much. I think we're just going to lose money if we start trying to force certain things now. Yeah, thanks again for joining on, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and let's hope that PMI can deliver something nice for us. Guys, take care. Don't go waste money now. If you made money, bank it, and obviously keep it safe. I just mean it was good education session. Okay, perfect. That's great to hear. Perfect. Thanks. Yes, guys, if there's anything specific you guys want me to talk about, not talk about, I mean, I'll talk about the stuff I'm talking about. But if something is unclear, if you're struggling with something and you want me to, I don't know, talk about it in a way to explain it, to see how you can overcome that. Not as a psychologist, guys. I'm talking about more technical, how to read price in a specific way or better, or you always get caught on something. Why is that? Let's go through an example and understand that. I think it will help. It will help me. It will help you guys, and it will help everybody else who's tuning in and looking at it as well. So happy to learn together with you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And have a good day and be safe. Thanks, guys. Ciao. Bye.